Hello, welcome to another vlog. This time it is round 6 of the Pirelli Super Series 1000 Championship and we're at glorious Cadwell Park. So, looks like the weather's going to be good to us this weekend. It's currently Thursday of the race weekend, 5:30. We're not allowed in until 8 o'clock, but it's actually quite organised this weekend. We're all in, don't know how much the camera can see, but we're all in a decent queue and we're going to be let in the correct order that we got here, which is good. It would be nice if we got in earlier, but you know. So everything's nice and relaxed. I thought I would start the vlog. Layla is waiting for a pizza. She had pizza on the last vlog on the first bit as well. She does eat things other than pizza, I promise. But yeah, looking forward to it. Haven't ridden, well, that's what I says. Yeah, but I know, but when we went to Anglesey, she had pizza when the buzzer thing went off. But yeah, so it's been a car track day. Cars are for losers, let's be honest. But yeah, I haven't ridden the Honda around here since March, I don't think. That was the first time, obviously, like pre-season track day. Didn't go too badly here last year on the Gixxer. Best result of a second place in like a damp or drying track. It was, yeah, I've lost my train of thought now because Layla's trying to shush her baby and I pushed her. Are you shushing baby? You're not having the camera yet. It's not Layla cam time. Don't cry. Are you shushing baby? So yeah, we'll see what comes this weekend. I think my best lap here ever is a 32 flat on the Gixxer. But we only kind of had that one dry race, I think, on the Sunday. Done 32.3, I think, on the R6, so it's got to be a low 31, hasn't it? But we'll see. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Well, it's the end of not a bad test day. Same kind of dramas, lots of mixed abilities in one group, which means it's difficult to get laps in. That said, the morning sessions were a lot better. It was kind of less mixed, if that makes sense, like faster people and then the slower riders were more separate, it seemed like, anyway. A bit more difficult in the afternoon. So best time of the day, 1 minute 32.1, so reasonably pleased with that. Obviously on used tyres, my personal best time is at 32.0, which I did on the Gixxer last year, so that should be comfortably beaten with new tyres on. Tried a few gearing changes. Started on a 46, went to a 45, tried a 44, went back to a 45 for that last session. So just need to get the bike scrutineered now. Bit of a tidy up for everything. So yeah, not bad. Cavalry's arrived now, so I don't have to do my own wheel changes anymore. Because these hands, they're just too clean. I've had a shower. There's Layla. Are you saying hello? Are you going to wave then? Take the doddy out. Yeah. Yeah, hello. No, you can't have it. Not this time. We'll have Layla cam a bit later. Okay? Okay, a bit later. Do you want that back in? Bye. Right, catch up with you tomorrow before qualifying. Well, I'm not sure I've ever vlogged from bed before. But here we are. So, Saturday morning. I got up at... Yeah, I was rudely awoken by my downstairs region on the back with something begging to be out. So I didn't. I tried to be quiet, but Layla ended up waking up. So now we're awake. It's about 7:15 now. So just been going through TSL, trying to work out how quick I need to go in qualifying. I reckon someone might sneak a 30, like a 1 minute 30 point something in maybe. I feel confident I can do. I mean, I'm going on a scrub tyre, what I did race 3 on at Anglesey, so I reckon I can probably do 31.7, 31.8, 7, 6, somewhere around there, hopefully. We're actually going to get a practice start, so that's good. Or we should get a practice start. But I am using the scrub tyre from Anglesey, as I've already said, and Wilfred came in yesterday and asked me if that's a tyre I'm using, which I am. If you want to buy scrub tyres, by the way, buy them off him. This is one of my own tyres, but nonetheless he sells a lot of scrub tyres. And he's offered to flip it for me, to put the left hand edge on the right hand side, so it's got a bit better drive grip, edge grip, which is important, but not so important that I want to use a new tyre. So I'm kind of got a different strategy now. That means I can use a new tyre for each race on the rear, rather than using a new one in qualifying. Sounds like Layla's got something to say, but she's crazy. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you just before qualifying. Well, that's it. Going out for quali now. It's a lot more overcast than it was yesterday. It's actually quite chilly. Steph's got the dry robe on. It's not that cold, but it is chilly in the wind. We'll have the session 5 on for qualifying, so you'll get to see how it goes. So I'll see you out there. Or maybe I forget to turn the video camera on, and therefore we just continue with the vlog. Well, Numbnuts forgot to turn his GoPro on. I think the official time on TSL is a 31.7, which is pretty much exactly where I thought I would be with the used rear tyring that Wilfred flipped to me this morning. So everyone else was in the 30s, which I don't know whether I've said this on the vlog, but I said, you know, realistically gonna have to get to low 30s. I did my lap time no tow, you know, just by myself, on a used rear tyre. It was a new front tyre, so I would have thought, you know, in a race surely I can get into the 30s. Don't know, we'll just have to see. But yeah, it's basically where I thought I would be. So I'm looking through my data, trying to see where I can improve, and one area where I did feel like I'm losing a bit of time is out of the chicane. The bike is just not accelerating despite the fact that I've got 100% throttle angle, or I feel like I've got 100% throttle angle. So if we look at the data here, again, I don't know how good this will pick up. This bottom trace here, so the black line is the throttle I actually ask for, and the blue line is the amount of throttle the bike gives me. So we can see here, this is on the exit of the chicane. And what's happening is, even though I get to 100% throttle here, the bike is just not accelerating. And if we look at the top, we can see I've got a mixture of traction control kicking in and anti-wheelie. Now, what I need is less intervention there. So we've got a target slip rate of 14.7%, but according to the bike, it thinks I've got 17% slip rate. Right, just quickly say hello and then go and see Mummy. No, don't cry, go and see Mummy, look. She's got the cakes. This is what I have to deal with. The show must go on. So what's happening there is the bike will start intervening with traction control when we see 14.7% slip, and I've actually got 17.16% of slip. Now that could have been caused by the fact that I had a used rear tyre on, and therefore the diameter of the tyre at the varying degrees of lean is actually slightly less than what it should be, so therefore the rear wheel is going faster in order to compensate, but the bike sees that rear wheel going faster as slip, whereas in reality it's probably more likely a miscalculation of tyre size. So what I'm able to do with the HRC software is go in and change the numbers. So a 3 means that it's going to raise the slip rate, so rather than this, oh, we've lost it, where are we at? Let's go back here somewhere. So rather than the target being 14.27, it will be something closer. I don't know whether it'll be more than 17, but if we zoom in even more, just across this part here, you can see the bike level out slightly, as in this rate is a little bit more, and that's me trying to stand the bike up on the exit, but we can still see the area where the red line is above the green line, so that means the bike is holding me back there. Now this is obviously a very small part of it, however it's worth changing. So what I'm going to do to improve this area is try and set the level at which it intervenes in second a little bit higher on a different mode, and I can try it at the start of the race, and maybe that combined with the new tyre will be better. If not, I can go back to the setting that I had. Now I'm going to go and look at hall bends, because I do feel like I'm losing a bit of time there, but that's more likely a geometry or suspension change. So yeah, this is typically what I do, and then I'll log all the changes that I do with the bike using the app, what I've mentioned before, Moto Guru. There's a free version, there is a discount code which I'll put on the screen if you want the paid version, which I have. But I mean, if you're making changes to your bike, maybe not at this level, but adjusting your preload or your compression or your gearing or whatever, and then you get a Cadwell a year later and you're like, oh, we had a really good weekend, what did I do there, what were my settings? Well, if you had this app you would know, and like I say, there is a free version, so I'll put a link in the description. There will be a discount code on the screen for anyone who's interested in, you know, having the full functionality of the software. But I've been using it all year, so now I don't have to carry the paper around with me. It's all on my phone, which is handy. So yeah, I'm gonna look at my notes. You can see me just before race one. Well, that was closer than I would have liked it to be. Now, obviously, I didn't have a rear-facing camera on, just a front-facing, but what you can't tell from the footage, unless I highlighted in the clip that you've just watched, that I got a 10-second penalty for a jump start, which I had no idea about. And so the board kept saying +2, and I kind of thought that towards the end of the race I would be able to pull away from the people who I thought might be behind me, and the gap was just 2 seconds every time, and I was thinking, who is this who's, you know, that I'm not pulling away from? And yeah, it turns out it's because I had a 10-second penalty, so there was actually no one behind me. I ended up 12 seconds, I think, behind the win. Like, actually on the road I was 12 seconds away, and maybe 10 seconds behind second. But then fourth place was 12 seconds behind me, but I didn't know I had a 10-second penalty, so it was actually a lot closer with 4th place than I knew. Oh, well, I knew it was 2 seconds, but when I turned around off the line and saw there was no one there, I had no idea what was going on. Anyway, 3rd place, so pretty pleased with that. Pretty pleased with my time. I did a 31 flat, although I was hoping to do a 30 something, and I did see a 30 on my dash at about lap 7 maybe, and then I mean my arms have fallen off. 11 laps around here trying to tame one of these is extremely difficult, but nonetheless managed, although it's 14 laps tomorrow, that's going to be a lot more difficult, but we'll just deal with it, won't we? So I'm gonna rest this afternoon and hopefully have a decent race tomorrow. One thing I forgot to say as well is that if you don't follow me on Facebook, which you should, go and follow my Facebook, Tommy Field and Racing. I fell off my pit bike like 2 weeks ago and broke 2 bones in this finger. It's not actually affecting me on the bike, but it is affecting me when I'm trying to like grab hold and put my boots on that. Everyone's getting in this, honestly, on this bit of footage, there's, go on, you may as well be in, Graham, go on. I know, don't we all? So yeah, I'll catch up with you a bit later or tomorrow morning. Ciao for now. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No.
Say hello. Hello.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves it, man.
Obviously happy with all the advice on it.
Yeah, it's working well, yeah. There's always like small changes that you can make. I've got data logging on, so later on once people are in or whatever, then I'll like, you know, sit through it and see if I can find any areas to improve.
Cheese.
But I mean, there's always more areas to improve in yourself than the bike.
Cheese.
So I've got to try not to look into it too hard. Cheese. Cheese. Up my nostrils, cheese.
I can see some of the neighbours.
We can put it in with all the others, can't we?
Yeah.
Good morning. I think there's been a lack of vlog action today. So it's Sunday. I did morning warm up, went okay, made some changes with the bike, mainly removing some power from second gear. Went up a fork rate, spring rate on the front. I did a bit of preload in the rear. Seems better, but hard to evaluate in the emergency practice because obviously there's every class of bike out there, so you don't really get the space on track. Nonetheless, we're going with it. Have I got a 29 in me? I do doubt it, but you know, I'm gonna try. Realistically, sometime in the 30 is possible if I pull my finger out, but with it being a 14 lap race, and you know, if I don't do a jump start, yesterday I had a comfortable gap behind me, so kind of conscious to not burn myself out too much, pushing for a fast lap to maybe be a sitting duck at the end. They're my thoughts going into this race, so we'll see what pans out. Starting 3rd, hopefully there's no jump start. Hopefully I can get away with Max and Ryan and they can teach me a thing or two, because they're definitely holding all the cards at this track. So yeah, I'll see you after the race, but for now, get yourself on the bike. If you're familiar with GoPros, you'll know they like to turn themselves off fairly regularly. And here it is in action. Well, no jump start in that one, so you'll be pleased. Made a good start up into second, despite a little bit of a you know, and a bit of a wheelie off the line. Managed to control it relatively well. Hold second place for 3 or 4 laps till Ryan levered away past. And they're just I mean, I've went faster. I've done 30.5 there, I think, according to my time. I don't know what the official time is. So, and I did 2 laps in the 1:30, which I am really pleased. That is where I hoped I would get to. Another race, maybe I'll go more, but it's just, I've only got that pace for a couple of laps and then I am struggling. And obviously, because they're just that bit faster, you don't kind of lose hope, but you lose that thing to chase, and then you start thinking about how much your arms are falling off. Nonetheless, good result, another 3rd place, pretty secure, about 6 seconds in front of 4th, I think. So good, yeah. We'll have a pour through the data and see if we can go any better, but pretty pleased. So yeah, I'll see you at some point before the next race, probably. Oh, don't forget, discount code on helmetcity.co.uk, Tommy24, 15% off pretty much everything, I think. So if you have to helmet, boots, leathers, you know, whatever, protective kit, get yourself on there. And if you see out you like, use the discount code. Well, that was a difficult race. It was enjoyable at the beginning when I had someone to chase, like an actual battle, which obviously it's the first time I've really had a battle this weekend. Unfortunately, and if you're watching the vlog, you might have heard me say this before, my lap time wasn't working, so I just had no idea how quick I was going. It was obvious that I was lacking some pace, you know, because the other guys were closer to me. Yeah, physically really difficult. I had a moment 5 laps from the end over the mountain where I thought I was going to come off. It was that like close I've been to a crash all weekend. And we do go on holiday tomorrow. So after I had that little warning, I did rein it in a little bit. Yeah, physically really difficult. So yeah, a little bit disappointed not to finish third in the last one, but you know, looking at the weekend as a whole, managed to do a fair few 1 minute 30 lap times, like 1 minute 30 point whatever over the weekend, which is fast round here. So pleased about that. Did manage to make the bike set up better for this track as well, but still just, yeah, really difficult on the arms. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the vlog. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the footage from race 2 where the camera sort of fell off or the mount snapped. But yeah, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.